Hi, Ian Corliss from iancorliss.com, and I have the Instinct XX 20 litre multi-day stage racing pack. This is a pack that will expand to 24 litres and compress to 18 litres. And what I'm going to do in this video is basically just show you how much kit it will hold. And I've sort of leaned towards Marathon des Sables. Although what's in here is not exactly what I would take to a race like that, it will certainly simulate and give you an idea of the type of contents that this pack will hold. It's actually a really impressive pack. I've only had a pack for a day and I've been playing with it, trying it on, look at configurations. What I will say is that it does take a little bit of time to adjust so that it fits you well. And also packing it. There are multiple ways of packing it, and you'll realize when I start to show you that maybe the first way you pack it is not the best way, and you need to go back and keep playing around with things to work out what is the best way to do this. The pack in itself is broken down into segments. So you have this pocket here which has a zip that goes all the way around. And that opens a little bit like a suitcase. From the top here, this is the expandable section, and if I show you, this is got a release on either side and it rolls. So once you remove contents from here, this is the bit that will compress down, and basically once it's empty you can just tighten it up into the top of the pack. And it will not be used. So that's how you compress the pack from 24 to 18 litres. I'm just going to fasten this back up again because I want to show you another element. There's a pocket that sits on top of this, and that is here. Now this is a removable pocket, and my gut feeling is that for most people, and I think me included, I probably wouldn't use this pocket. It sits on top and it attaches by 4 contact points, and what it does is it gives you immediate access to a rain jacket. Rain jacket is not included, and of course with something like Marathon des Sables you wouldn't need that. And it gives you a zipper pocket, which is quite useful. Because what you can keep in here is, say for example, your passport, maybe an MP3 player, or a couple of other little gadgets. So it's a useful little pocket, but what I have found is that when it's on top of the pack and it tightens down, it does move around a little bit. And for the amount of space that it gives, I'm not so sure whether it was something that I would use. But it's there, it's an option, and it does give you that extra bit of storage space. So let me get rid of those 2 items. I'm going to come onto the front of the pack after I've looked at the contents of the pack, and the main reason for that is I've already done a video showing that it can hold 2 750 milliliter bottles, and if we wanted it to, it can actually hold 4 bottles. So let me deep dive onto the inside of it, and the pack as it is sits like this. Top pocket, main pocket. There is an expandable pocket here, 2 of them, and one of them actually goes through to the other side. There's a carabiner fasten here which allows you to add a sleeping mat or a sleeping roll. I personally would not use a sleeping mat like this on the outside of the pack. I find it to be a little bit irritating, but the point is that it is there. It fastens, and there's a carabiner which unloosens, so you can basically adjust and put anything you want there. So even a down jacket, or if you wanted to, you could even consider putting your sleeping bag there. At the bottom there are elastic loops, and they, for example, would easily take poles. You can just pass them through and they would fasten there. This bottom section here has access from the left and the right and from the top, and this is actually a very useful expandable space. So again, some of the contents I'm going to lift out are not necessarily what I would take to something like MDS, but it shows you how it will hold. So first of all, a sleeping bag liner. Some people like to take a liner, make sure that they're warm enough, particularly if they're carrying a light sleeping bag. A t-shirt. Not everybody will take a spare t-shirt, but I would. A buff. And a spare pair of socks. Now there is actually more room in there, and if I really wanted to, I reckon I could squeeze another t-shirt in and another pair of socks. Choice would be yours. In the mesh pocket at the bottom, and the reason why I say I wouldn't take the orange sleeping mat is because I have my sleeping mat in there. And this is a Sea to Summit sleeping mat, perfect for MDS. It's super light, very, very comfortable, fits in that mesh pocket at the bottom. Also in there, and I'm going to access from the other side, I have a pillow. So I've not even entered any of the main section of the pack, and I've already managed to hold a sleeping mat, a pillow, a sleeping bag liner, a t-shirt, a pair of socks, a buff. Superb. Really, really, really good. So this pocket on the top, this is like quite a few packs. It rolls and it's velcroed. Now this stops here, so it's just an expandable pocket that allows you to increase the storage of the bag. Now in here I've got gels, toilet roll, tool, foil blanket, dried mangoes, hydration tablets, spare batteries, 3 sachets of soup, cereal bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars. All the mandatory kit that is required for MDS is all in this dry bag, and in there I would put my passport. I've also got wet wipes, coffee sachets, hot chocolate sachets, all the little snacky things that I would like to use during a multi-day. Another energy bar. So that is that pocket empty now. Sorry, it's not. There's something else in there. A compass. So that is that pocket empty now. Now I didn't fill that pocket, but now that it's empty, I can roll it up and you begin to see how the pack compresses from 24 litre to 18 litres. So that is really, really cool. As you go through a multi-day race and you eat the contents and your pack gets smaller, you can compress the pack. At the back here is a zip pocket. Now I've actually not put anything inside there. You could maybe fold up a sleeping mat or some padding to put inside there if you wanted to. It's actually designed to take a bladder, and the bladder can come out, the feed pipe can come out at the top of the pack here. I've decided to leave it empty because I didn't feel as though I needed to put anything in there. Now the main bulk of the pack is in this area here, and it opens like a suitcase, like I said. So let me just move some of this stuff and then you can see what I'm going to pull out of here. So first of all, it's got a zip pocket on the outside, and what I've got in there is a My Race Kit foot treatment kit, which gives me everything that I need to look after my feet. And I've also got my head torch. Now again, there is room to put more things in there, but I didn't. Then this pocket opens up and you reveal the inside of the pack. Now in the lid there are 2 mesh pockets. So in this lid I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gels, and in this one 1, 2, 3, 4 energy bars, and that was just in the lid, so it's got really good storage. Now this is the main compartment. Now what I've done is I've compiled some food together which was lying around. It's not exactly my multi-day kit, but anyway, there's some soup. I put 5 packets of instant noodles in. My spoon. A cooking kit should I decide that I want hot water during a multi-day. 3 fire pot meals. Now in a multi-day I would take one of those for every day. Down jacket. And then inside this large mesh pocket, which is inside the bag, my sleeping bag. Now the sleeping bag is a PHD 4000, which is one of the K series bags, which is really light, around about 400 grams, and it's perfect for desert racing. It's really warm, it's got a full length zip, very comfortable. The down jacket is 180 grams, and that's a Haglof's Essen, which is one of the best down jackets I've ever had and one of the lightest. So as you can see, the pack is pretty much now empty, and we managed to fit all that in without any problem, and there was still space left. Now if we go to the front of the pack, I'm just going to show you the pockets on here. So the pack comes with Instinct 600 milliliter soft flasks, and I do appreciate that in a multi-day you're probably not going to use soft flasks, you're going to use hard bottles, but I've got hard bottles here, so I'll show you that. I'm just going to inflate them, push them into the top pockets. Now I've already done a video showing the bottles in the front of the pack. And one thing I confirmed is that these pockets at the top here will take 750 ml hard bottles. Now I've also got with me 2 500 milliliter Innovate flasks, which are flat. I really like these because they do sit against your body quite nicely, and they're curved in the back. Just to give you an idea of the storage, is that they will fit underneath the top bottles as such. So if you want to carry 4 bottles up at the front, you can. You could carry 2 750s at the top and 2 500s underneath. Now for most people that's going to be too much, and you're not going to need that. So in these bottom pockets here, this is where you can take your daily gels or snacks and put them in either side. So I've just put some gels in there. I've put some bars in the other side. So you've got access while you're running each day to the things that you need without having to take the pack off. Also, there are on both sides zip pockets. There's one here and there's one here. So in those you could put your compass, because that is something that you're probably going to need to get your hand to at some point. You could put in your MP3 player, a spare battery, your head torch should you need to be able to get access to that. And then at the top on the shoulder straps there are two more zip pockets where you can just store things out of the way, things that you think you might not need during the day, but you might need. So for example, you could put some tissues in there, a wet wipe, a spare buff, some sun cream, some lip balm, things that you might just want while you're out running. So that's the Instinct XX 20 litre, 24 litres maximum space, 18 litres compressed. And I haven't run in it yet, but that is next. And what I will be doing is, to give it a full test, is I'm going to go and fast pack for 2 days. So when I fast pack for 2 days, I'm going to carry less food because I'm only going to be out for one night and breakfast. But what I am going to do is carry a tent, sleeping bag, sleeping mat, water, food for the night, food for the morning, some snacks, and I'm going to see how it runs. So thank you for tuning in, and please follow on iancallers.com and we'll provide more updates on this pack as and when we have them. Thank you.